No one really talks about how body changes affect relationships. We talk about the physical symptoms, the fatigue, the emotions, the shifts we feel inside ourselves. But we don't talk enough about what happens between us and other people, because when your body changes, your capacity often changes too. You may have less energy for conversations that drain you, less patience for dynamics that once felt manageable, less willingness to explain yourself over and over again. And that can feel uncomfortable, especially if you've spent much of your life being the accommodating one. I remember noticing that I was pulling back in ways I couldn't fully explain. Canceling plans more often, needing more quiet, feeling irritated by things I used to brush off. And then came the guilt, the questions, why am I like this now? Why can't I just show up the way I used to? What's wrong with me? What no one told me was that changing needs don't mean failing relationships. They mean your body is asking to be included in how you connect. For so long, many of us built relationships around who we needed to be. The strong one, the reliable one, the one who didn't need much. So when your body starts asking for rest or space or boundaries, it can feel like you're breaking an unspoken contract. People may notice you're quieter, more reserved, less available. And even when no one says anything, you can feel the shift. There's grief in that, grief for the version of yourself who could give endlessly. Grief for relationships that felt easier when you asked less of yourself. But there's also honesty here, because relationships aren't meant to be maintained by self-abandonment. As our bodies change, they often invite us to renegotiate how we connect. What we tolerate, what we prioritize, what we need in order to stay present. That doesn't mean you love people less. It doesn't mean you're becoming distant or difficult. It means you're listening to signals you may have ignored before, and that can feel lonely at first, especially if the people around you are used to a version of you that no longer fits. This episode isn't about blaming anyone, and it's not about cutting ties or making dramatic changes. It's about acknowledging that when your inner world shifts, your outer relationships may need to adjust too. You're allowed to need more space. You're allowed to communicate differently. You're allowed to stop performing wellness for other people. And you're allowed to let relationships evolve. Some will deepen. Some will require new conversations. Some may feel different. And that doesn't mean they failed. It means you've changed. If you're listening and feeling unsure about how to navigate relationships right now, I want you to know this is a common and deeply human part of body change. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to explain every boundary perfectly. You don't owe anyone the version of you that ignored herself to keep the peace. This conversation is simply an invitation to honor where you are now, to trust that your body's needs are valid, and to remember that relationships can grow alongside you, not at your expense. As we move into today's conversation, I invite you to listen with self-compassion. You're not becoming someone worse. You're becoming someone more honest.
Mama never told me my body would start talking back. Some days I'm strong and still some nights I crack. These mirrors tell new stories, lines I didn't plan to see. I'm learning who I am now, while I'm learning who I used to be. Mama never told me I lose myself to find my truth, that growing older comes with questions and a different kind of you. Mama never told me. Mama never told me, but now I know. But now I know. Never told me, but now I know. Oh, now I know.
There are seasons when your body isn't asking to be fixed. It's asking to be listened to. If you've ever felt worn down, out of sync, or like your body is changing faster than you can understand, you're not alone. That's one of the reasons I want to thank Ziva Life for supporting this podcast. Ziva Life offers clean, plant-based wellness products designed to support everyday nourishment and balance, especially during seasons when your body is asking for more gentleness, not pressure. This isn't about quick fixes or promises. It's about giving your body something supportive while you're learning to listen again. If you'd like to explore Ziva Life for yourself, you can visit zivo.life and use the code Reggae Hour. One word for 30% off. Momma Never Told Me may earn a commission at no additional cost to you. And as always, only take what feels supportive for you. Now, let's continue. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. It's so good to be here with three of my favorite people in the world, these incredible women who I've known for, wow, decades now. Lakeisha, Melinda, Sandeep. It feels like ages since we've all just sat down and chatted like this, doesn't it?
So good to see all your faces. I swear, it feels like just yesterday we were trying to navigate high school, and now look at us, all grown up, or at least pretending to be. How's your mom doing, by the way? Mine was just asking about her, actually. She heard about her little knee thing.
Oh, my mom's doing much better. Thank you for asking, Melinda. She's getting around, being her usual feisty self. Still tries to give me unsolicited advice about everything. You know how it is. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. How's your mother, Sandeep? I haven't caught up with her in a minute.
She's actually doing really well, Lakeisha. Still sharp as a tack, still cooking up a storm, and still telling me I need to get more sleep. Which honestly, fair enough. I mean, my body just doesn't bounce back like it used to, you know? And that's a whole different ballgame for everything else in life.
You just hit the nail on the head, Sandeep. It's funny you bring that up because that's exactly what we wanted to delve into today. This whole idea of how our bodies, as they change, whether it's through aging, illness, stress, or just life's wear and tear, totally shift our relationships. It's not something we really talk about openly, is it? How those internal shifts spill over into how we connect with others.
No, we really don't. And it's so real. I feel like for so long, especially when we were younger, our bodies were just vehicles. They just did what we wanted. Remember that crazy road trip we took 20 years ago to that music festival? We barely slept for 3 days, lived on instant coffee and questionable gas station snacks, and then showed up to that concert ready to dance all night. My body would stage a full-blown rebellion if I tried that now.
Oh my gosh, Melinda, I was just thinking about that. That was insane. We were so invincible. I remember us literally falling asleep standing up in line for the bathroom and just laughing it off. Now, if I miss an hour of sleep, I'm practically a different person. And it absolutely affects how I interact with my husband, my kids, even my friends. I'm more irritable, less patient. My fuse is so much shorter than it used to be.
Exactly. It's not just about being tired either. For me, it's also about a heightened sensitivity. I notice I'm just more porous. Things that I could brush off easily before, now they stick. A casual comment from a colleague or a slight misunderstanding with a friend can feel like a really big deal, and then I retreat because I don't want to overreact, but that pulling back creates distance. It's a tricky balance.
That's such a good point, Sandeep, about the sensitivity. I felt that too. It's like your internal alarm system is just dialed up, you know? And when you're trying to navigate that, plus maintain your usual level of social engagement, it can be really exhausting. I found myself just canceling plans more often, or showing up and being quieter, and then feeling this huge wave of guilt afterwards.
The guilt is the worst part, isn't it? Because you feel like you're letting people down, like you're not the fun friend or the always available spouse anymore. I remember I used to be the one who'd organize everything, get everyone together. Now, sometimes just the thought of coordinating a brunch for 5 people feels like a Herculean task. And then I hear myself saying no, or I can't commit right now, and it's like, who even is this person? And I worry my friends think I've just become boring or antisocial.
Oh, tell me about it, Melinda. The boring label, it haunts you. For me, it's also about boundaries. Before, I was a total people pleaser. I'd stretch myself so thin for everyone. Now, my body just won't let me. It physically protests. So I have to say no more often, or say I can only do this for an hour, or I can't do that at all. And it feels liberating in a way, but also really confrontational for some people in my life who were used to the old Lakeisha. And that feels like a strain on the relationship, even though I know it's for my own good.
Liberating but confronting, that's so accurate. I've stopped explaining myself as much. Used to be, if I cancelled, I'd give a full detailed account of why I was tired or why I couldn't make it work. Now, it's often just, I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. And I feel this slight pang of, oh, they'll think I'm rude, but then I remind myself that my energy, my capacity, it's not a negotiation, it's a fact. And if they really care, they'll understand without a dissertation.
That's a huge shift, Sandeep, and it brings up such a vital point. This isn't about failing relationships or becoming a worse friend or partner. It's about our inner voice getting louder, isn't it? It's our body literally telling us what it needs, what it can and cannot do. And honoring that voice is paramount, even when it means shifting dynamics with the people we care about. It's hard, though, really hard, especially when you've built your identity around being a certain way for people.
It's incredibly hard, because your relationships are often built on assumptions about who you are and what you're capable of. When your body throws a wrench in that, it feels like the foundation is cracking. For example, my husband and I used to be super spontaneous, weekend getaways, late night dinners out. Now, I need more planning, more downtime afterwards. And for a while, I felt like I was ruining the fun for him, and that made me resent my own body, you know? Like, why can't you just cooperate and let me be the old Melinda?
Ugh, the resentment towards your own body is so real. I've been there. But then you realize, if you push through, you pay for it. And it's not just a physical payment, it's an emotional one too. You end up being irritable, disconnected, or just plain miserable, and that's not good for any relationship. I've had to explain to my kids that mommy needs quiet time or mommy needs to rest. And while they might not fully grasp it, it's teaching them about boundaries and self-care in a way I never learned.
It's like a constant negotiation, both with yourself and with others. I had this moment with my sister recently. We used to go for these really long hikes, our way of catching up. Now, my joints just can't handle it like they used to. For ages, I'd just push through, come home in pain, and snap at everyone. Finally, I told her, look, I love our time, but can we find a different activity, maybe a shorter walk, or just coffee? And she was so understanding. It wasn't about me rejecting her, it was about me respecting my body. And that conversation actually deepened our bond, because I was being honest and vulnerable.
That's beautiful, Sandeep. Honesty and vulnerability. It takes courage to say, this is where I am now, and to trust that the people who truly care about you will adapt and still love you. It makes me think about how much self-compassion we often lack. We're so quick to extend grace to others, but for ourselves, we expect to maintain this unchanging, superhuman version of ourselves, even as our physical reality shifts.
Absolutely, Erica. Self-compassion is key, and it's something I'm still learning. There's this internal pressure, Like if I don't maintain a certain pace, or if I admit I'm not feeling 100%, I'm somehow failing, not just myself, but everyone around me. But honestly, forcing myself to push past my limits just leads to burnout, and then I'm no good to anyone. I've realized that stepping back and taking care of myself isn't selfish. It's essential for me to show up as my best self, even if that best self looks a little different now.
And it's a constant evolution, right? Like just when you think you've figured out what your body needs, it throws another curveball. Menopause, for example. That's a whole other beast that impacts everything: mood, energy, sleep. And trying to explain that to a partner or friends who might not be experiencing it themselves can feel incredibly isolating. It's like you're speaking a different language sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it, Lakeisha. The hot flashes, the brain fog, it's like a secret club you didn't ask to join. And it definitely influences your social capacity. I've had moments where I'm in a conversation and my mind just blanks, or I suddenly feel overwhelmingly hot, and all I want to do is escape. It makes you pull back because you're worried about how you're coming across, or if you can even sustain a normal interaction. It's hard to be present.
It sounds like a profound lesson in acceptance, doesn't it? Accepting that our bodies aren't static. They're constantly changing, and we have to adapt with them. And that adaptation isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It's an opportunity to truly listen to ourselves, and in doing so, invite a deeper level of authenticity into our relationships. It's about giving ourselves permission to evolve.
Permission to evolve, that's beautiful, Erica. Because for so long, I think I was trying to fit myself into the mold of who I used to be, or who I thought others expected me to be. And that's exhausting. When you finally allow yourself to say, "This is me, right now, with all my current limitations and needs," it's like a huge weight is lifted. And surprisingly, the people who truly matter, they stick around, they adjust, they see you, not just the version of you from 20 years ago.
And it's not always easy, because some people might not adapt, and that's okay too. It's a natural sorting process, in a way. The relationships that are truly meant to thrive will find new ways to connect. It might mean less late nights out and more deep conversations over tea, or maybe just shorter visits but more meaningful ones. It really highlights which connections are resilient and built on a foundation deeper than just shared activities.
Exactly, Lakeisha. It's about finding new rhythms, new ways of being together. And sometimes it's about educating the people in your life, gently, about what's going on with you. Not in a poor me way, but in an "this is my reality now, and I value our connection, so let's figure this out together" way. It's a challenge, but also a chance for incredible growth, both personally and relationally.
That's the truth, Sandeep. It's a journey, for sure. One that requires patience, self-awareness, and a lot of honest communication. But ultimately, it's about honoring that inner wisdom, that voice that tells us what we truly need. Because when we prioritize our well-being, we actually have more to give, even if it looks different than before. And that's a powerful shift.
It really is, Erica. It's a hard-earned wisdom. I think we spend so much of our lives trying to please others, to fit into expectations, that we forget to check in with the one person who knows us best, ourselves, and our bodies are usually the first to send us the signals, if we're just willing to listen, and then to act on those signals, even when it feels uncomfortable or like you're rocking the boat.
And it brings so much peace, too. When you align your actions with your needs, even if it means some relationships shift, the ones that stay are stronger, more authentic, and you feel so much more grounded. It's not about losing relationships, it's about refining them, shaping them to fit the person you are becoming, and that's a beautiful thing.
I couldn't agree more, Lakeisha. It's a process of shedding old skins, I guess. Letting go of the expectations, both internal and external, and embracing the real you in this moment, and trusting that your true connections will evolve with you. It's been one of the most challenging but ultimately rewarding transformations in my adult life, honestly.
What an incredible conversation, ladies. I'm so grateful for your honesty and insights today. It's so clear that while our bodies change and our needs shift, our connections don't have to crumble. They can transform, grow, and deepen in new ways. because ultimately, you don't owe anyone the version of you that ignored herself. Thank you all for joining me today, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
These mirrors tell new stories, lines I didn't plan to see. I'm learning who I am now, while I'm learning who I used to be. Mama never told me I lose myself to find my truth, that growing older comes with questions and a different kind of you.